Hi, ADHD here. This time I'm actually not that behind in schedule, I think. Depends on how long this will take to edit. So as always, let's start with the animes from last season and the imposters I forgot about. Rogan Vic. Honestly, I was really hesitant to watch this because of Adult Swim. Nothing against them, but they sometimes have weird decisions. And after finishing it, yeah. So the first half is insanely good. The fight scenes are top notch, and the first episode was already a pleasant for my eyes, but they are just not stopping, are they? Opening this whole anime with a sequence that is giving me hella cyberpunk edgelord vibes, you know this is gonna be a fucking ride. And with episode 5, we just entered cinema. Everything about that ending scene was perfect, and the music making it fucking 10 out of 10. There is absolutely nothing that can go wrong. So the second half kinda decided to add mecha into the story. And now we've gone from ninja art and insane choreography to lackluster retarded robot fights. This anime indeed fell off, and it fell off hard. The robot fights just weren't at all at the same level of insanity as when it was just a one-man army with insane animation. Now it's just CGI robots that just fights. My biggest concern were also the main antagonists, which were the ninja boss Yamaji and the CEO of Progress Joseph, that, let's be honest, we kinda all knew he's gonna become something like Joshua from Transformers, which isn't really a compliment, is it? It's so unfortunate that this really good anime with insane fight scenes and great idea just becomes bland mecha anime with not even one satisfying character's ending. What it did had till the end was opening by Cold Drain that fucking slaps, and if I watched it in the winter season, this would win the award for the best opening. And of course, the ending was insane as well. Dungeon Meshi just didn't disappoint it. Thank you. It was masterpiece from start to finish, and there was just nothing compared to that. I mean, except gushing over magical girls. So that will be all from the last season, and now, welcome to spring season. And what else would I started this list then with Mushoku Tensei. Finally, my goddess Roxy is back in all glory and is more beautiful than I remember. Unfortunately, once again, they fucked up the opening. I'm just never gonna get used to the normal openings in Mushoku Tensei. It just won't reach the overall experience of the first season. Fuck you, make it part of the anime again, please, I beg you. Now I believe you finally understand what I meant with the previous part, and cherishing and appreciating all those slow, little, boring, precious moments. Because once they're gone, they are never coming back, and from this point on, we are on a long despair journey. I thought that episode wouldn't break me, taking into consideration I already spoiled myself even before I read the web novel, so I was more than prepared for everything that was coming. But then they fucking released that episode on Father's Day, and in terms of animation and storytelling, they nailed absolutely everything. And how could I not mention the last episode? It was not just emotionally, but in every aspect just perfect. Now we just need to get through the despair arc. So good luck, fellow adventurers. Konosuba. I mean, it's Konosuba, and you are at my channel. And if you are new here, hi, I'm Nitin. And people who already saw some of my videos are already tired of me always talking about Chainsaw Man, Tatsuki Fujimoto, Hell, Souls on the Freeren, and Konosuba. So obviously, this is fucking masterpiece. Nothing else to say here. Demon Slayer training my patience arc. Okay, so once again, what Ufotable is doing is incomparable. They are just on another level. It's not even funny. But no matter the animation, it doesn't change the fact that the story is absolutely dog shit. It is just predictable childish story with the worst thing, that is humor. I just can't stand it. If Demon Slayer was animated by any other studio that doesn't have the best animation in the industry, it would never be so fucking popular. Demon Slayer is just the most overrated anime ever. Fuck this dog shit. I don't care what everyone is saying. It doesn't have good story, it doesn't have good characters, it doesn't have good plotline, it doesn't have good comedy. The only good thing it does have is the animation. Of course, when it's done by people on 10 different drugs simultaneously. And also the soundtrack. But that's all. Fuck this overrated anime, fuck the comedy, fuck Zenitsu, fuck your protein powder. This season is just so unsufferable. C tier. Kaijuu number 8. Hell yeah. Big monsters terrorizing humanity, then creating whole force to defend ourselves against them and use high-tech technology to match their power. This is not Pacific Rim, by the way. Kafka, the dream of becoming part of the defense force one day, wasn't that lucky and never passed the test, and after 12 years of trying, he gave up on his child promise. But then a young generation came into his life and helped him again ignite the fire of fighting against the Kaijus. But then he kinda becomes one. It's basically the type of story. Oh, there are monsters and we need to fight them. Now I'm the main protagonist and some fucking way I become the monster we are fighting against. But I'm actually a good guy and I will only use this power to fight for humanity. And if I become no longer human, kill me. But Kaijuu number 8 made this kinda interesting with good characters, good motivations for the characters, and of course, good comedy. And this season was just simply amazing. Unfortunately, this is the best we will get. Because if you read the manga, you then already know how generic the story has become. Yes, the manga did fall off. So I'm just glad that the first season was success, and maybe, who knows what they will bring with second season. Let me also mention the last episode, because that whole fight scene was awesome with the lowered sound effects and added more attention to the soundtrack, just chef's kiss. And also remind me of the fight Zuko versus Azula from Avatar, with the soundtrack also being a little similar. And when I already got to the topic of soundtracks, how could I not mention the opening and the ending, both of which being insanely good. I don't really listen to Youngblood, his music don't really speak to me, but holy shit, Abyss, it's insane how that opening spoiled absolutely nothing, yet it tells you everything. And the ending is absolutely vibe from the band One Republic. Yes, the same band that did soundtrack to Top Gun Maverick. We truly live in a timeline. My Hero Academia, when the fuck did we get 7 seasons? I personally don't have any problems with My Hero. I will watch the season and then forget about it immediately. And the only thing I still remember and think was the peak of the story was from previous season Uraraka's speech and just the whole encounter with Deku and his classmates. But this isn't about that. I will have problems with future My Hero Academia because I've read the manga and there are few irritating things, but what it is right now, only stupid exposition and backstories and not that annoying yet, I will put it in B tier and I'll see if it remains there when it ends. Few additional things I want to mention are episodes names. I'm sorry, I just can't see them seriously. First is Let You Down, which is not an episode from My Hero Academia, but it's sung from Cyberpunk Edge Runners. And secondly, inflation. Yeah, I am definitely taking that episode seriously. Who thought this is gonna be great idea to name one of our episodes Inflation? And lastly, why the fuck is TK doing the opening? I love TK and his music, but it's definitely not one of his strongest songs. It still sounds absolutely insane, obviously it's TK, but yeah, not really, thanks. Chilling in another world with level 2 super cheat powers. This anime opens up with literally portraying slavery. Yes, this is gonna be something. So dude from Fantasy World gets summoned to another fantasy world to fight the Dark Army, aka the Demon Lord. But it turns out that he's more useless than Aqua being water goddess, and with that, the kingdom basically throw him away to a nice, luxurious location of forest that is most likely occupied with Dark Army so that he could die and never speaks of this blunder of a kingdom. Now the kingdom can live in peace with their new hero. But there's a twist. When our protagonist doesn't die, and instead he levels up. But when that happens, his skills totally skyrocketed to infinite numbers. But as the MC doesn't care, neither the fucking kingdom, and surprise surprise, neither do I. Whoa, okay, hold on a second, wait, pause. Maybe I do care. Okay, hear me out. Not that it's unlocking some weird fetish I definitely never had before, but would. Anyways, Fenris is the best girl, no debate there. No, actually, she's the best wife. Ah, that's also bullshit, Roxu joined the club. Unlucky. This Isekai doesn't have compelling story or even anything good, but for some unspecific reason, I found this so comforting. Yes, I'm having fun. I do like this anime. Does anyone has problem with that? If so, what you gonna do about it, huh? Nothing. Fuck you then. This is good. I like it. As a reincarnated aristocrat, I'll use my appraisal skill to rise in the world. Well, if it isn't another Isekai. So dude gets heart attack after overworking himself. That is very unique. I have never seen this before. Or at least I think that's how he died. Because this anime just pulled, so I died and got reincarnated in like 10 seconds. That has to be some fucking world record speedrun. So the MC has a skill that no one else has of seeing others' attributes. So basically he knows how strong someone is or what role would suit him the most. And he will use this ability to surround himself with very strong people and prepare for a big war that is to come in the future. And is that the fucking Roxy, but home? Because I'm all for it. They really do like to skip a lot of things, huh? I get it. It may not be the focus of the anime, but holy shit, isn't setting up the world and the characters the most crucial thing you want to do? And then just skip through it like, so by the way, here's exposition. This happened and that's already been 3 years. That happened and now this is happening. As I said, it may not be the focus of the season, but what else would it be when your goal is to get to the part shown in the opening minutes of the first episode? That obviously is gonna be the most impactful thing, the turning point, get it? But when it finally got it in the episode 7, the episode itself wasn't half bad, but again, it lacks some character development because, as I already said, they just speedrun through a lot of things with exposition. It wasn't bad, but it could have been way better if they just took their time and expand on the characters. Lastly, when watching the episodes, I just couldn't stop focusing on some really magnificent thing in the background. No, it wasn't Roxy V2, but it was the soundtrack that was literally whole and also somehow feels a little familiar. So the guy who did the music for this anime also did the music for the weakest tamer beginner journey to pick Up Trash and Raid of the Seven Spellblades. And now it all makes sense why it sounded so familiar. The sense of strong feeling and accomplishment in the orchestrated sound. Why am I trying to sound like I understand music? It wasn't bad. It would be way better if it just focused more on the characters. But hey, what do I know about storytelling? B tier. Definitely not SAO. People that are stuck in video game, and if they die in real life. I swear this is not SAO. After some years, this dude finally clears the game and everyone can safely go back and be traumatized. But as he was about to log out, a huge gate, get it? Gate, new gate, the name of the end, appears and it will suck in this dude. When he wakes up, he no longer can log out, but everything that he had in the game remained, as well as still being stuck in the game. Now, skip a few things, because who the fuck cares? Oh, it has been 500 years since he cleared it, and because he can't do anything about it, he's just chilling there with the NPCs that are now normal human beings. I don't know what else to say. There really is nothing to point out, but I enjoyed it, in a sense that I just chilled and enjoyed the pure mythfest. Yeah, this was good trash, B tier I guess. I was reincarnated as the Seventh Prince, so I can take my time at perfecting my magical ability. So this anime definitely did something, and that was dividing people into two sides. One that loves this anime and the other that absolutely resents this anime and wants to see everything burned about it. There's just nothing between them, and I am on the I like it side. Although I have no idea why. Maybe the insanely unbalanced OP system that just matched with the comedy of the anime making this magical fanatic work. I don't know, probably. Also, I'm not gonna say a single word about his design. I have already signed a contract with the devil last season watching gushing over magical girls. I want to have peace for the next few months. Thank you, A tier. Henshin no Salad Bowl. This anime has nothing to do with salad, but it has fantasy world, princess, and isekai to our world. I mean, at least it's not from fantasy world to another fantasy world like every other isekai this season decided to be. So I will give you the points for creativity. Now, I have nothing to say. It was just comforting comedy story with some waifus and an encouraging gambling on horses. Whoa, gambling. Wait, what the fuck? Did they just name the horse Biggest Dickus? What? Biggest Dickus? I love this anime. This is fucking banger. Self-aware, fourth wall-breaking anime that just exists. It wasn't good, but it also wasn't bad either, so B tier. The banished former hero lives as he pleases. Yes, another isekai where the MC comes from another magical world. There he was a great hero, but now he's just a dude in another world with his previous powers. But to be fair, the MC doesn't have black hair, so I can't call him a generic Kirito wannabe. But what I can call him is ultra generic blue hair dude ultra deluxe. And it's pretty much I'm gonna say about this anime. This certainly was the anime of all time. It was actually so close of claiming the spot of the worst anime I have ever seen. Luckily for this anime, we live in a timeline where Isekai Magician was released. But still, I can't even express how frustrating and boring it was watching this shit. I know that I love my trashy isekais, but even I have standards. I know, unbelievable. That just shows how bad this isekai was. This show was the equivalent of being assigned to a project for a month that is due tomorrow and you just started it this morning. This show was beyond salvageable. Not even straight up fucking hentai fan service would save this. I just wish that I realized way sooner that there is no story to follow, and so that I wouldn't waste my time watching the first 4 episodes with only 2 times speed to actually be able to read the subtitles. I couldn't even explain why I dislike it so much. I don't even know why I finished it in the first place. I was just hate watching it at that point. I was just too deep to quit. I mean, 95% gamblers quit before hitting it big. But the only good thing was reading the comments and the end credits. The ending song was really fucking good. And you know what? Fuck it. Just listen to the song and skip the whole anime. I think that's the best you can do. Re-monster. So far, every isekai just decided to be different with the main character not coming from our world, but from over a magical world reincarnated to another magical world. It's nice. That's unique. If it wasn't already in chilling another world with level 2 super cheat powers, I was reincarnated as the 7th prince so I can take my time perfecting my magical ability, the banished former hero lives as this pleases, and Henshin no Salad Bowl. Yes, not that very unique. At first the day counter was a nice addition, but it got irritating really fast. It's not doing really anything, they just excuse for time skipping and skipping through a lot of things. This is also my biggest problem with this anime, and that's how fast is everything going without any much of a explanation or any action being made doesn't have any impact, or it just goes from one point to another as if nothing happened before. I just didn't find it that interesting, and unfortunately the whole image of the show was the biggest issue. Nothing is practically done, and it feels like a lot of short stories explaining absolutely nothing put together to make an episode that does nothing. I'm sorry, this just wasn't it, C tier. So in this part I was supposed to talk about the anime Unnamed Memory, but it sucks so much ass I just couldn't finish it. I could just cut this whole thing and pretend like I never saw it, but I'm way too lazy to redo the tier listing. So I guess I have no choice. Long story short, I just couldn't finish it, and I think that I ended like episode 4. As much as I like the female lead, Tinasha, and her personality, and maybe there was even something about main character Oscar Leith Okay, I see BA saying his name. But as the story progressed, it started to get more and more confusing. The pacing was definitely something, and everything felt really rushed, and as if some crucial piece of information was missing. I did not read the web novel, so I can't say anything about how faithful the adaptation is, but what people were saying, apparently it really sucked. And lastly, I saw some part of the last episode, but mostly what I saw were fuming commenters, and no one fucking liked it. From what I've gathered is that the ending just reset the whole story, as if the previous 11 episodes didn't matter at all. It all just felt like really scuffed adaptation with bunch of skip content and hella messy pacing. I am still gonna put it in F tier, even if this is the first ever anime in the series I genuinely couldn't finish, and maybe, I don't fucking know, I will watch it in my spare time, probably not, and come back to it in the future tier list videos. Jesus, I should really stop writing scripts at late night. I suck. An archdemon's dilemma: how to love your elf bride. This functional loner introvert who in his entire life talked to only one guy that is his psychopathic terrorist friend has now found a love. But because his communication skills are lower than of a Genshin player talking to an actual living person, he will now have a really hard time expressing his feelings and finding out how to properly talk to a girl he loves. Was this anime stupidly bad? Definitely. But it was also nice and really wholesome story with traumatic backstories. And I did liked it. So B tier, fuck you. It's wholesome and sweet, and that's exactly what I needed, and I love it. Windbreaker. So when I first saw it, I was locked in. I was prepared for the insane adaptation. Then I watched the first episode and was genuinely tweaking, because that thing I was watching wasn't Windbreaker, but Windbreaker. If you don't see the difference, it's okay. There's none in the title. But one is this one, and the other, the bad one, is Korean manhwa with the gorgeous art style. Unfortunately, this is not what we got. But it still looks goddamn fucking good. I mean, Kotoha has very pleasant look and is definitely best girl candidate, but I would still like to see Kanashiro way more. Nothing personal. Now, looking at the actual anime, the fight scenes looks amazing. Since when Cloverworks learn how to animate and choreograph insane fights? Genuinely well played. This is what Tokyo Revengers would look like if Takemichi wasn't a crybaby. Now, this is just my personal view. I just didn't care that much about the Shoji storyline. It was good storyline with great pacing, great backstories, and great soundtrack, but it just felt like different part of the story that I am just simply not interested in it. And it creates this really annoying theme with characters gaining powers like some Naruto characters. Which is kinda unfortunate that the biggest strength of the anime, which were the fight scenes, were constantly interrupted by some random backstory. And then there is an ending. What the fuck was that? Why is it so open like next week there's gonna be another episode, but there isn't? That's what I hate about animes in general. Not ending the season properly. It would have been way better if it ended way sooner, or maybe after this encounter. It just feels so weird. Why the fuck did we normalize anime needs to have around 12 episodes? Can we stop with this bullshit? It was just such a weird decision to make this as an ending. But still, it was really good, so A tier. The Fable. Highly trained assassin working for the non-existent group of the best killers called Fable, who knows nothing what it means the word normal, was assigned a mission of forgetting everything about killing and live totally normal life. As you can imagine, watching someone who doesn't know what normal means is gonna be wild ride of the best comedy action you will ever see. So far, story-wise, I'm pretty satisfied how it's going, but there's just something about the animation. I can get my hands on it. I don't know if I like it or not, but it certainly is weird, and sometimes the lighting is really fucked up. I do still like it though, but some of the scenes just didn't have the same effect as it was in the manga. I'm gonna fucking say it. I'm gonna say it, Batman. The manga is better. But it's still good adaptation, so A tier. Go Loser Rangers! I'm sorry, I had to do it. My nostalgia is fucking speaking. So, one day a floating fortress appears with a bunch of immortal monsters. Fortunately, humanity has definitely not Power Rangers that will kill the bossmans of those monsters, but because the minions are immortal, they will attack humanity every single week in a specific arena for the past 13 years, where the Rangers are always victorious. Again, the humanity's last hope. Or are they? You see, all of this is just a huge show for these capitalist motherfuckers, and obviously one of the minions had enough and decides to finally destroy them, but from the inside, infiltrating the Loser Rangers and achieving world domination. The story, characters, animation, and comedy, they did quite well, but I thought I'm watching Power Rangers show and not the fucking Star Wars. What is this? So, I don't know what else to say then. It was really good. Give me fucking slack, I'm not a reviewer or even getting paid for this shit. But to extend this part a little more, let me start my autistic yapping, cause who the fucking stopped me? So let me start with the opening. The song itself is really fucking good and catchy, but what struck me the most were the visuals. And the same applies to the ending that was, in my humble opinion, significantly better, that has all these small details, and the fucking lyrics are about capitalism. If it wasn't for some weird shit happening and me not really liking the main character, this would be my favorite of the season. God's game we play. There is just no fucking way they are not trying to recreate what No Game No Life did. Two insanely skillful players playing against the gods. The visuals that tries to look exactly what Madhouse did in 2014. Holy shit, that is old. There's just no way this is not deliberate. And it's shit. And episode 6 just really played with my patience. It was basically Yu-Gi-Oh! With extra steps, but retarded, where every turn was literally, I cast this! Oh, I expected you to cast this, so I cast this, and block it! Ho ho, you forgot about me, so I cast this! Ha, not so fast! I cast this, and in it with this! Oh yes, I was waiting for that move, so I can cast this. Why are you smiling? You fool! That's what I was aiming for the whole game, and I played this! I'm not even over-exaggerating, this is exactly what happened in this episode. Watching these games, I kind of realized the coin flip in No Game No Life wasn't that stupid after all. It was just a well-calculated move where everything was perfect. Now, in this anime, when one of the gods cheated in 3 different games, which was coin flip, poker, and old mate, I really tried my best to think of every possible cheat, but it was just use of main character's abilities. So this character has some kind of power of momentum or whatever, and with that the coin will always land on the side she wants to. This other character is fucking god, so shuffling the deck and basically giving straight flush to one side and utter garbage to the other is nothing to her. And lastly, she can use teleportation, so it doesn't matter what you do, you will always draw a joker. You see the problem here? No Game No Life at least tried to stick with normal things, but this shit is straight up using the magic, and I'm saying fuck you to that. Most of the games they played were just impossible to complete without their abilities, or the fact that she is a fucking god. Grandpa and grandma turn young again. If you wanted sweet, little, wholesome anime that will make you realize that you will die all alone and probably won't even pass 27 years, then this is the one. For a short story of an old couple that got young again and gets to experience all the lovely things they couldn't do, it's insanely wholesome. And I just wanna say, I think I do love MILFs. But no matter the sweetness, no matter the fun, one day it all has come to an end. And the ending of this anime fucking got me. Yeah, I cried. I can't even express with words what I felt watching that ending. For a small fun anime that no one expected anything from, it definitely did something with its emotional scenes, and it definitely deserves an A tier. Slime Isekai 3rd season. You're telling me this is peak Isekai. All I see is well organized yapper meeting. And that's not even a joke, that's literally the whole fucking season. But jokes aside, I do like the world building in Slime Isekai. And like it or not, this is how Civilization 10 is gonna look like. Are you excited? Because I am. So anyway, it's still ongoing, so it goes to A tier for now. And again, I will see if it's gonna change when it ends. And so, this would be my definitive list of anime spring season. And oh boy, I fucking enjoyed it. But now, it's time for my seasonal awards. And let's start it with the best opening. And between My Hero Academia, Tagatame by TK, Kaijuu number 8, Abyss by Youngblood, and Go-Go Loser Rangers, Preview of Me by Tatsuya Kitane, the winner for the best opening is Kaijuu number 8, Abyss by Youngblood. But not only by how great and catchy the song is, but also with these insane visuals. But now going for the next award, that is the best ending. Yeah, we do be getting banger endings. And again, it's between Kaijuu number 8, Nobody by One Republic, and Go-Go Loser Rangers, Sekai wa Iranai by Nanao Akari. And the winner for the best ending is Go-Go Loser Rangers, Sekai wa Iranai by Nanao Akari. Again, with these fucking insane visuals. I don't know how they're doing it, but this season was just visually stunning. Now for the most prestigious award, the best girl of spring 2024. And this season, we have goddesses like XX, Roxy, Kotoha, Fenris, and I am not allowed to add this one. And the winner for the best girl is Roxy. Nothing personal, Sophie, but I'm loyal to only one wife. Maybe remind me this sentence when Eris is back. But for now, there's only one place for goddess, and that's none other than Roxy. And the last award, the best anime of spring 2024. And these are the nominees: Mushoku Tensei, Konosuba, Go-Go Loser Rangers, and Kaijuu number 8. And the winner for the best anime of spring 2024 is Mushoku Tensei. And this was the hardest decision I've ever had for a video. It was either Mushoku Tensei or Konosuba, and both of them are 11 out of 10 in my heart. But this is the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Don't be shy to say anything in the comments, just don't be racist, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.